Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Superboy Beyond. And this is just a very short video to say, unfortunately, Ron Eli, who played the older version of Superman in Road to Hell, has unfortunately passed away. He was a legend, even not just for Superboy, like he was Doc Savage. You know, it's something that I haven't seen yet, but I will have to at some point, but especially now.
He was
Um,
also Tarzan in the 60s for 2 seasons.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to mention Tarzan just purely because it wasn't comic books, but absolutely that's something worth noting because, I mean, okay, Tarzan as a character hasn't had a decent adaptation in a while, but like from everything I've been told, like that's one of the best ones. And let's face it, usually if you adapt something, like if you adapt a character from a single novel into a full
Well,
length
actually, there was
TV
a series
series,
of novels
oh, was it? I
that
thought there was just the one,
Burroughs
but
wrote.
oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. But yeah, whenever they try to expand Tarzan or a character like that, it very rarely works. Although I do remember quite liking there was a Tarzan series, I think in the early 2000s, and it was about him in New York helping solve crimes.
Yeah, I think that was Joe Lara who played him in that.
Yeah, it wasn't the best show, but I remember watching it. You know, it was that The Invisible Man and what was the other one? Jake 2.0. Just because they were all around the same sort of time, similar sort of tone. But again, Tarzan as the TV series with Ron Eli is one that I'll also, maybe I won't watch the entire thing because I've never been a huge Tarzan fan, but at the very least, I'll have to watch the first episode just to see what he was like in it. Plus, I've never seen him that young, you know? I've literally only seen him in Superboy.
Yeah.
So to me, he's just always been a white haired old man.
He
But,
also made an appearance on one of the other syndicated Tarzan shows in the 90s. This was the one with Wolf Larson playing the character, and he played a poacher in it.
Huh. So like the exact opposite of Tarzan, like
Yes.
one protector of animals, kind of, isn't he, Tarzan? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's annoying. It's annoying that I've not seen more of Ron Eli's work, to be honest. But I guess that just means that I've got things to experience for the first time. So yeah, but he was just magnificent in Road to Hell.
He
You know,
he was the what we would have expected Christopher Reeve to be had he not been injured and lived a long life.
He had the exact, in the way that he just played the character, he had the exact sort of what's the word, temperament that you would expect from Clark. You know, he's very calm. He's retired, so he's a lot more relaxed than perhaps he would have been as Clark Kent. But it makes sense that in this universe, he basically turned it into a utopia. He wasn't needed anymore. So yeah, and he just played that character perfectly. Like there was no doubt at all watching him on screen that he was Superman, just older, you know. And I thought it was a brilliant choice, giving him the white hair with the curl, so he looked a bit more like Marlon Brando. It sort of gave the impression that as he was aging, he was turning more and more like his father in terms of looks. I thought that was a really clever touch.
He was 86. Now we know that he had in the recent years some family issues, and we're not going to go into that. It's not important. But he lived a very long and prosperous life. He, I think if we ever have Gerard on, we should, ask him about Ron Eli, because I know that he on his Instagram page just put up a very beautiful tribute to the man.
It was nice that he shared that particular photo because it is one that I colorized.
Yep.
But it's just a nice photo, and he put a really touching little message about his friend. And yeah, we'll have to ask him about working with Ron Eli. And yeah, it's just a shame that he's gone. And it's especially a shame. It's a shame that he's gone, and Superman as a character is sort of having a bit of a resurgence in terms of popularity, like hype for the new movie, plus Superman and Lois, and My Adventures with Superman, the animated show. Like,
Yep.
just it's becoming the character's becoming popular again, and it's a shame that most people aren't even aware that he played the character.
Yep.
And
And
I think it would be a nice tribute if James Gunn actually put a tribute to Ron Eli somewhere in his Superman movie. But at this point, it's probably too late to put something in the film itself. Probably be a dedication or something.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think that dedication is going to go to Christopher Reeve, just purely because of the recent documentary and all of that. I think it's just something that will happen. But
Ron Eli as an actor, I haven't seen everything that he's done. I mean, I've watched Tarzan. I've watched and own Doc Savage. I mean, he was absolutely phenomenal. And he has the distinction amongst actors to be the only actor to play the three most famous American created, literary heroes: Tarzan, Doc Savage, and Superman.
Yeah. If he played Batman as well, he would have had the full shebang. He probably would have been a bit too old to play Spider-Man by the time he was created. But then again, Nicholas Hammond didn't exactly look like the early 20s character he was. Maybe it's just the hair, but I always thought he looked like he was in his mid-30s.
But then again, every year, or every decade, people look older than they're supposed to be. It's only now that we're starting to look younger.
And there's an interesting theory on that as well. It's just purely because when we see photos of people in other eras, typically they've got the same hairstyle as like parents or grandparents do today, because they've literally aged to become parents and grandparents. But people don't always change their styles as they get older. You see it a lot with like little old men walking down the road, and they'll still put on a full suit just to go to the shop, just because that's what you did back in their day. And
Yep.
it's kind of lovely. But yeah, I'm going off topic. I always go off topic. But yeah, Ron Eli, absolute legend. I thought he was absolutely magnificent in Road to Hell.
And I would have loved to see him come back for something.
Yeah. It would have been nice to have him, like, I don't know, have a cameo or something in one of the recent Superman films. I mean, we've had Superman Returns, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Justice League. You think at some point a legendary actor like Ron Eli would have had a cameo or something,
Yeah.
Let's face it, when Richard Donner made Superman the movie, Kirk Allen and is it Noel Neals, or was it I couldn't remember if it was her or Phyllis Coates in the train sequence, but
it was Noel Neal.
Yeah. And she was also in Superman Returns, if I remember right.
Yep.
Yeah, she was Lex Luthor's wife, I guess, in one of the creepiest scenes of the movie. But we won't go into that.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching. Sorry that this is quite a downbeat video, but we wanted to just say a few words about Ron Eli, despite the fact that we didn't know him. But we love the character that he played, obviously. And he played that character in 2 of the best episodes of season 3, And let's face it, that's saying a lot, considering that season 3 is full of great episodes.
Right, indeed.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Ron Eli. You will be missed.
Yeah. Goodbye.